guys? Holy Alice with you here, bringing you Goblin Slayer review. I'm going to be reviewing the last 3 episodes, the special episode, and episode 11 and 12. I want to start off with apologizing. The reason why these are coming out late is because, Christmas and New Year's, and I got a vacation, and I went out with the family, because, that's like the only holiday I really celebrate, are those two. So, for personal and religious beliefs, but, yeah, I was away for about a good 2-3 weeks, so I haven't been able to catch up on, do my reviews. I've been caught up on everything that I read and review here and watch, anime-wise and manga-wise. I just haven't been able to upload them, and this will be the first video I'll be uploading in, I guess, like I said, the 2 to 3 weeks I was gone, which is episode 11 and 12, and the special of Goblin Slayer. Now, I'm going to get down to the special of Goblin Slayer. It was just a really quick recap of the episodes beforehand, the 10 episodes, from episode 1 to 10. And it was the perspective of Cowgirl and what she's known from Goblin Slayer and what everything that, he's been through, that he taught her. She's basically telling it to us like in a narrated way. And it was a pretty okay special. I mean, we wasn't really supposed to have an episode for that week, but decided to go a little bit more extra into their budget and make it for us, so I appreciate that, but let's get down to episode 11 and 12. And episode 11, he tells Cowgirl, because that epic cliffhanger we had in episode 10, he tells Cowgirl to leave, that she has to just leave, her and her uncle. And when she says why, he was like, goblins are coming. And they basically get into this argument because Goblin Slayer wanted her to leave. But she's like, I don't want to leave you here. I don't want to leave this home. Leaving this home, I have nothing. That was basically, that's basically my interpretation of it. There's more to that conversation, but I'm just going to get down to, like, the main points. But Goblin Slayer was like, if the goblins capture you, they're not going to kill you. But you're going to wish that they did kill you. And she's like, yeah, I can imagine the horrible things that's going to be done to me, but I can't leave this place. This is my home. And, they played him back and forth, and Goblin Slayer was like, you know what? Please don't make that face, because she was smiling at him to give him that assurance of everything's going to be okay, but at the same time, she was crying. And, like, you see the sadness in her eyes, even though she's smiling. And that's kind of like the same face that Goblin Slayer's sister had when she was getting, beat up and raped. So he was like, please don't make that face. I'm gonna try my best to, fix the situation. And she's like, okay. And then when he leaves, she bursts out into tears even more with a sad face. Then we get Goblin Slayer doing something that he usually don't do. I guess you can say he broke character. But he went to the guild and he asked them for help. And a lot of them were just laughing at him, and it's like, goblins? Why are those weak creatures? We're not going to get nothing. Stuff like that. Then the guy with the lance, which I'm going to call him Lancer because we don't know his name. The one who likes, females, and he's interested in the blonde-haired chick who's the representative of the guild, but she likes Goblin Slayer. That dude with the red hair and the blonde and the lance. He tells Goblin Slayers, we're adventurers. What's going to be the fee? What's going to be the, the reward? You can't expect adventurers to work for free. We all make a living. And, they all got upset and they rally up. Then Goblin Slayer was like, I give y'all anything I own, even myself. The only thing I can't give you is my life, because I promised to protect it for someone else. And he was like, he got really upset because he wasn't expecting Goblin Slayer to, like, go that far. And he was like, you don't get it. Luckily, the guild girl, like I said, the one that he liked, she came in. And she begged the boss to make a flyer that said, anyone who helps Goblin Slayer kill, these goblins, you will gain 1 gold coin for every goblin killed. Now, this dramatically switched the whole situation. I mean, there was already a couple of people that on their own, before she came out with that information, that already agreed. Like his main group, the lizard man, the dwarf, and the elven chick, they agreed. Our female MC, the healer, she already agreed. Lancer and the chick with the big boobs, who's a mage, they were already going to agree. the two characters we've been seeing lately, the chick with the long blonde hair, who's a paladin, and her other guy that's with her, who's also a paladin, they were going to agree because the Goblin Slayer did save the guy's city once where his sister was at, his only relative. But even though those people were going to agree, once, the girl came up with that information, the representative, everyone hopped on it quick. But again, the majority of his characters was already going to help inside. They just needed an excuse to help Goblin Slayer to put on face, you know what I'm saying? Because they're adventurers, and it wouldn't look right for adventurers to help another adventurer just for free. I mean, depending on which side of the fence you are in that argument, you can see it as ignorant or you can see it as but it is what it is. Then we get to episode 12 when they actually are slaying the goblins, and we in episode 11 we had a cliffhanger of them slaying some goblins, and the goblin lord who's controlling them is going back to his base, and he's thinking of all the things that he has to do to remake his group and replan. But then when he gets to his base, Goblin Slayer is there with his red eye pitched. And then from there, that's when episode 12 continues. And in episode 12, it was a battle between Goblin Slayer and the Goblin Lord. Now, something interesting happened between these two in this battle that I believe a lot of people have not caught on. I mean, I watched certain people's YouTube, like YouTubers that I like that got me into YouTube, like Chibi Reviews or Hex Competitive, for anyone who knows those two. If you don't know them, then you probably haven't been on YouTube for long, or maybe you're just not into anime and you're just crossing this video by luck. But besides them and other YouTubers that I watch, they're just examples. A lot of people haven't caught on that Goblin Slayer is not used to actually combat. Like one-on-one combat, he's not used to it. He states it himself against the Goblin Lord. He was like, I usually attack them with fire or water or poison or when they sleep. Fighting one-on-one is actually pretty difficult. And he states that to himself in this episode. And even though he landed a couple of good hits on the Goblin Lord was going to land a finishing blow on him. Luckily, our female MC comes in, the priestess, and she straps him in a barrier. She used 2 light barriers, and she put one in front and one in the back, and she squeezed him like a sandwich. And he starts talking to her in English, saying, forgive me if you let me go. I promise not to do no bad deeds. I will hide in my cave and blah, blah, blah. Then she started thinking of all the bad things that she went through and experienced. And she was like, no. And he smirked, and he got like really upset. He's like, I'm going to kill you. But then Goblin Slayer got up from the floor unconscious and took his sword and stabbed him in the throat and just took out his whole jugular. And boom, he was dead. Then they went back to the village and everybody was happy. And then we get the end of the episode, which was the best part. Everyone's in the guild hall celebrating, being happy. Cowgirls are in there. And the priestess falls asleep because she's exhausted. She falls asleep on Goblin Slayer. And when she wakes up, she's embarrassed. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. I didn't mean to. And then Cowgirl hugged her, and she's like, oh, you're so cute. And she started hugging her and petting her head. And she's like, well, I want to get up and say hi and thank you to everybody. And when that happens, our female MC, the priest, she looks at her hand and she realizes she has 1 gold coin. And she's like, but I didn't kill no goblins. And Goblin Slayer replied, well, you did help me kill the Goblin Lord, and if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. So you deserve this. And she's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. Be proud and take it. And she got happy. And as they continue the discussion, she asks him for a favor. She wanted a reward. Because remember, Goblin Slayer said in episode 11, for your helping me, I give you any reward. Because the 1 gold coin reward, that was from the guild hall. That was not Goblin Slayer promise. Goblin Slayer promised to give you whatever he wanted. And he said cheese, alcohol, and food for his 3, companions, and everyone else. He was just going to buy them drinks. But the priestess didn't get her wish yet. She ain't say what she wanted. So she stated what she wanted. She told Goblin Slayer to take off your helmet. And he was like, huh? And she just looked at him and he's like, okay. So he starts unbuckling his stuff. He takes a while because, he got 1 broken hand and 1 good hand. So he's unbuckling his stuff and he takes off his helmet. She sees his face and she starts to glow. And she's like, yeah, you look cooler this way. And he's like, oh, really? And she's like, yep. And then as we see in their conversation across from them in the same, TV panel or screen, I should say, the elf girl turns around and she looks at him and she starts banging on the table, screaming because she's drunk, saying, "Hey, that's not fair. I haven't seen Goblin Sphere's face yet. And look, his helmet's off." And everyone starts freaking out. And everyone's like, "What? Goblin Slayer? Helmet off?" So all these people start bum rushing him, especially all the females. The mage with the big boobs, who hangs out with Lancer, the guild chick, the elf girl herself, other female MCs that we haven't seen, the two paladins and their apprentice, and everyone just starts bum rushing him, looking at his face and giving him compliments, saying, "You have good facial features, you have good this, and this." And it was just a beautiful but funny way to end it. And it was funny because there was a couple people in the background of you was reading the dialogue saying, "Oh, I thought he was a chick," or "Oh, I thought he was a goblin," or "Oh, I thought he was a child," or blah, blah, this, and this. And it was just hilarious just seeing that. And the music plays, because this is the last episode, episode 12. And then we get a very intense picture. And it's a goblin slayer in a cave slaying a goblin. And when blood splatter on the screen, it turns black and it says Goblin Slayer will return. And that's how it ends. So I'm very excited because with that ending, if they keep true to their word, that means we're going to get a season 2. We'll probably either get it in the end of 2019 to the middle, somewhere in that range, or probably somewhere in the beginning to the middle of 2020. But either way, we're going to get that soon. So most likely a year, 6 months to a year, or a year and 6 months, somewhere in that range. But we should be getting it soon. So I'm very happy and pleased about that. But yeah, this was Goblin Slayer episode reviews special in episode 11 and 12. It was very good. Even though it's only 12 episodes, and I hate animes that are 12 episodes because it's like they're such a tease, I really enjoyed this one a lot. And I can't wait for like the continuation because I am going to continue to review it. I was thinking about getting into the manga, but at the same time, I don't want to spoil myself from some of the things I've already heard about the light novel and the manga. So I'll probably stick to anime only. But if any of y'all know where I can like go purchase the actual manga or light novel of it, that'd be nice if you leave me the link down below. But comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, which the link will be down below. Tell me your thoughts about this episode and what you liked it and what you expected for season 2. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.